Hello fellow War Thunder players and other people on the internet. Today's video is going to be going over the proposed battle rating changes for November 2022. I'll only be doing a couple for ARB and the rest for ground forces, and none for naval because I don't play naval at all. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get into it. So, starting us off, ARB MiG-29S. Why? Why is it going down to 9.3? It's fine at 9.7. The only downside is that it doesn't have flares or any type of countermeasures, but it's a fantastic dogfighter. I think at 9.3 it's going to be extremely broken, especially in a full down tier against 8.3 aircraft, like early jets versus a MiG-19. It's going to be an absolute slaughterfest. I really don't know what Gaijin's thinking of with that. R2Y2s, I don't have very much experience with them. I've heard that they're quite slow, so I think going to 8.0 is going to make them suffer a little bit. But again, I'm not really too qualified to speak on that stuff. That's about it for the ARB ones. I don't play really any other aircraft on this list or know enough about ARB to actually comment on how these battle ratings would really affect anything anymore, so on to ground forces. Right, the PVLVV FM42. That's a mouthful. That's going to 1.7, as you can see, from 1.3. Honestly, I don't really agree with that. I guess it's one of those vehicles that if you know how to play it correctly, it can do a lot of work because it's an autocannon with a decent amount of penetration for its battle rating. But really, at 1.7, I don't think it's going to change a huge amount, but I don't really think it needs to go up, personally. The EBR 1951 is going from 5.0 to 5.3. In terms of if I agree with this or not, not really. I think it's okay at 5.0. I don't usually play a huge amount of low tier. I haven't actually played much low tier since I got my T55 AM1. Check out the iCard for a video on that. Yeah, I haven't played low tier very much since then, and I don't really know how it performs. But I feel like just going based off the statistics that I know of the vehicle, it might struggle a little bit at 5.3. Mostly just down to the gun. Churchill 3 and the Panzerkampfwagen Churchill for Germany, those two, are going from 4.3 to 4.0. I'm pretty happy with this change personally. I never really saw the reason for them to go up to 4.3 to begin with. That was probably about a year ago now, I think they went up. I didn't really see the point in that. I'm quite happy that they're at 4.0 again. I think that's where they belong. You know, your gun, pretty fast firing, pretty good pen. Your armor is meh in the Churchill Mark III. Most nations can penetrate you in all ranges, except maybe the Soviet Unions. You're not going to be able to consistently do it. Things like the T-34 in 1942 and 1940 with their 76s can penetrate it with their APCR rounds, but not super consistently. That is probably the only problem with it being 4.0 is those vehicles, but everything else can kill it, and it can kill everything else, so I'm pretty okay with it going down to 4.0 again. Brita 501 is going from 4.0 to 4.3. I absolutely agree with this. The Brita is an absolute menace on the battlefield. You get a pretty mobile chassis with a great gun. You are a gigantic box, though, and can be killed pretty easily, but, your gun and mobility do make up for that. Fantastic APHE as well. SU-152 going from 4.3 to 4.0. I don't know. The SU-152 has quite a bit of armor, so I feel like that might start to cause problems. However, the Panzer IVs are at 3.3, so plenty of things to counter it at the 4.0 BR bracket. Right, the next two tanks are the Sturmtiger and the FE 4005. I'm going to group these together because I think that they sort of fit into the same category when it comes to their BR changes, that being kind of unnecessary. The Sturmtiger is going from 6.3 to 5.7, and the FE 4005 is going from 6.7 to 6.3. Personally, I don't think these changes are actually going to change much. The Sturmtiger especially, it lobs 250 kilogram bombs at tanks. And the FE 4005, well, it lobs bish. Putting them down isn't going to change anything. They're meme vehicles, they're not particularly effective. You can put them at any battle rating you want, and they'll still be kinda crap. Except maybe like 1.0 or something like that. Then they'd be kinda broken, obviously, because nothing could kill it. But, I just don't see the point in putting them down. It isn't going to change the fact that they're meme vehicles and aren't particularly effective. The guns are good enough to kill anything they see. You can take the Sturmtiger up to top tier and kill him on Abrams tanks and, T-90As with them, and that's fine. It's a meme vehicle. FE 4005 is in the same boat. It's a meme vehicle. Someone looked at a grain silo and went, "Oh, hey, what if we stick a giant gun in that and put it on a Centurion chassis?" That's the FE 4005 in a nutshell. So I don't think putting them down is going to change anything. They're still going to be meme vehicles. They're still not going to be particularly effective. So Gaijin just why? EBR 1963 going up to 7.3 from 7.0. Yeah, I agree with that. It's an EBR very mobile chassis. You get a pretty decent heat round as well on it, which can do some serious work. You do have a slightly longer reload, but the heat round's good enough that you're going to be able to penetrate anything you see. You still have to aim for the ammo and stuff like that. IKV 91 going from 7.0 to 7.3. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The IKV is insanely powerful. Great mobility, heat slinger, fantastic. AMX 50 TOA 1000, 7.3 to 7.7. I don't know. I haven't actually played the AMX very much. I don't play the French tree a lot, and I've never actually played that AMX. So, based on my experience with the other AMXs, I'd say that's probably justified. Pretty much all the AMXs are very, very strong if you know what you're doing. You play around your mobility and your gun. Don't rely on your armor, although it can occasionally save you. EBR 1954 going from 6.3 to 6.7. Another one that I can understand why Gaijin's putting it up, but at the same time, I don't really agree with it. And I feel like if they gave it the shell that the AMX 13 gets, the upgraded AP round, I feel like that'd be okay. But keeping it at 6.7 with the 180 mil pin shell that it gets, it might start to struggle, especially against a lot of the heavy tanks that you'll be seeing at that BR. Yes, you'll be on their flanks most of the time, but it is solid shot and their side armor is pretty thick. So it is going to be a little bit undergunned, in my opinion, at 6.7. But if it gets the shell that the AMX 13 gets, it'll be fine. The AS 4247, that Italian gun thing, going from 1.3 to 1.7, meh, it's a low tier tank. That probably isn't going to change too much about it. Most low tier tanks, if you put them from 1.3 to 1.7, it's not going to change a huge amount. Here are the naval battle ratings. I'm not going to comment on them because I have no idea what that means. So yeah, there you go. That's just for your viewing pleasure. Well, guys, that's about it. I do hope you enjoyed. If you have any opinions of your own on this topic, please do not hesitate to share them in the comments. I love reading them and getting into discussions with you guys about the subject matter of War Thunder. I think it's great and really does help strengthen the community, and at the end of the day, everyone learns something. So, once again, thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, stay salty, my lemons.